Innovate your home with style.
Innovate your home with style.
Innovate your home with style.
So in this Rolat, we will discuss on the two rights of installment buyers. There are two kinds of buyers who are given rights in Republic Act 6552 or the Maceda Law. The first buyer is the buyer who had paid for installments for the span of 2 years. Ang pangalawang buyer na may right is yung mga buyers na nagbayad
Where you I will be my home. Where you I will be my home.
Okay, so pag-usapan natin yung dalawang klase ng buyers. We have two kinds of buyers. The first buyer is the buyer under the law who had paid at least 2 years of installment. Now, after 2 years, this buyer has defaulted in the monthly payment. So, doon nagkakaproblema kasi after 2 years na nagbayad yung buyer, nagka-default siya sa payment. So, under the law, ang right ng buyer na to is either A, magre-request siya ng 1 month na grace period in order to pay yung kanyang kulang na walang interest. So, no interest at all. Now, say for example, talagang super default or talagang hindi na niya kayang bayaran, pwedeng gawin ng developer or yung buyer is to rescind the contract. Ibig sabihin, rescind or to cancel the contract. If the contract is already canceled at ayaw na niyang ituloy, the 2-year installment payer or the buyer nagbayad na ng 2 years can actually ask for the 50% value of the paid amount. So, yan ang right ng isang buyer na nagbayad ng 2 years installment.
Where you I will be my home. Where you I will be my home. Where you
So, meron tayong second type of buyer. So, there are buyers who has paid their installments for less than 2 years. So, under Republic Act 6552, if you're a buyer na less than 2 years yung binayaran mo, meron ka ding rights. Okay? So, kailangan the seller will give you at least 60 days para ma-redeem mo yung activeness ng account mo. May grace period ka na 60 days. But the moment na hindi mo nabayaran yung default mo for 60 days, pwede nang i-cancel ng developer or ng seller yung contract mo. So, at sections 3 and 4 of the same law, pwede mo rin siyang i-assign sa another buyer. That's also your right. Pero kailangan magpaalam ka doon sa developer. Sabihin mo na i-assign mo na lang yung property sa ibang buyers. Let's discuss more of these things during our other topics.
where you I will be my home. Where you I will be.
If you are a seller or a developer or a simple contractor or simply meron ka lang talagang bahay at lupa na ibinenta and then hindi ka binayaran ng iyong buyer, if you agreed to an installment payment, then you have rights under the law. So dapat lahat ng buyers din, hindi lang pwedeng mag-down payment lang kayo or bayaran nyo lang ng like 1 year or 6 months and then magdi-desist kayo sa contract. Kailangan, if you enter to an installment buying contract, you have to diligently complete your payment to the seller. So if ever you did not do that, your seller is called an unpaid seller. Now, if you are a buyer also who pays installment at least 2 years or less than 2 years, then you have your rights under the law.
be where you I will be.
So katatapos lang naming i-survey yung isang Roland dito sa may Nagilian. So you see, to our valued buyers, it's not easy to buy a real estate. Before you buy a real estate, ang dami mong dapat i-consider. So you have to consider paano mo to babayaran. That's the very topic that we are to discuss right now. How can you pay a real estate in an installment buying plan? So, pag hindi nyo pa alam, actually, pag installment buyer ka, you have the rights under the law. Either, bibilin mo siya na deferred payment or installment, you have the rights under the law. Also, with the sellers, kapag nagbibenta kayo at tinanggap nyo ang installment buying from these real estate buyers, kailangan siguraduhin din ninyo that they will do their part na bayaran diligently yung promise nila because you did not give it in cash. So yung value ng lote mo habang ibinigay mo sa kanila, umaakyat yung value niyan. So you also have your rights under the law if you have delinquent buyers.
Be where you I will be. My where you I will be. My
Alright, so we are again at another edition of real estate investment. We are here right now at the very popular beach here in the Philippines. It's called San Juan. So this is like the little Boracay of the north. Alright, so today we're gonna talk about the unpaid seller. So who is an unpaid seller?
be where you I will be. My where you
So, who is an unpaid seller? Kailangan muna nating maintindihan yun. Sino ba ang unpaid seller? So, an unpaid seller is someone whose entire price has not been paid or tendered. So, hindi nabayaran yung buong presyo ng pagbebenta niya sa isang property or goods. Now, another thing is that you can also consider one person or one juridical person as an unpaid seller if this seller has accepted a bill of exchange for the price, for the payment. Say for example, post-dated checks, but such bill has been dishonored. So that is also an unpaid seller. Ganun kasimple. Ang isang unpaid seller is someone na ibinenta yung presyo ng, say for example, 1,000 pesos, and then nabayaran lang siya ng 200, 300, or even 800 pesos. That is an unpaid seller. Hindi pa tapos yung buong pagbabayad sa buong presyo nung binenta niya. Okay? Pwede rin na kung hindi cash, nagbigay siya ng post-dated checks to guarantee the payment, and then the seller accepted the checks. Pero during the drawing of the check in order to exchange for cash, na dishonor. Ibig sabihin walang pondo or i-close niya yung account. Okay? So that is also yung mga nabibenta na ganun yung mga buyers nila, that is also called an unpaid seller.